Make sure you have the Node Wrangler add-on activated in the Edit menu under Preferences. In the Shading workspace, add a new material and name it. Using Shift-A, I add a bump node and connect it to the normal of the principled shader. I use Shift-A to add a noise texture node. I connect the color output to the height input of the bump node. I can now change the strength of the bump node. I also change the scale and detail of the noise texture. I select the noise texture and use Ctrl-T to add a mapping and texture coordinate node. I change the texture coordinate output from generated to object. This will mean that the texture won't be dependent upon the UVs of the object. I use Shift-A to add a color ramp between the noise texture and bump. This will be used to make some areas of the object smooth. If I move the white color stop, I can add some smoothing to the object surface. I add a second bump node and connect it to the normal input of the first bump node. This will make the smooth areas a bit less smooth. I use Shift-D to duplicate the noise texture. I connect the color output to the height input of the second bump node. I can now change the strength of the second bump node. I now change the scale and detail of the second noise texture. I select the nodes except the principled shader and output node. I use Ctrl-J to join them together. I then right-click on the frame and rename it. I use Shift-A to add a second color ramp and change the white color stop to a mid-tone gray. I connect the color output to the base color of the principled shader. I move the black color stop toward the middle and the white color stop a bit to the left. I use Shift-A and add a third color ramp and connect the color output to the base color of the principled shader. I connect the color output of the first noise texture to the factor of the second color ramp. I change the metallic to 1. I click on the plus icon and add a third color stop. I change this new color stop to a red. I add a fourth color stop between the black color stop and red color stop. I change this color to a mid-tone orange. I now move the color stops. I connect the color output of the first noise texture to the factor of the second color ramp. I use Shift-A and add a mixed color node. I connect the second color ramp to the A input and the third color ramp to the B input. I connect the mix color node to the base color of the principled shader and make changes to the color ramps. I can change the blending mode. I'll use screen. If I change the factor, I can affect which of the color ramps has dominance. I select the color ramps and the mix node. I use Ctrl J to join them together, and then right-click on the frame and rename it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video about making a procedural rusted metal material in Blender, then you're probably interested in 3D modeling or texture art. So if you're interested in those topics, you may enjoy this video. Have a good day.